What's going on? I'm going to be doing a deck profile on my Liberator Ghost deck. We'll start out with the Digitama playing 4 Demimera from BT21. So this one is on deletion. You may return 1 Digimon card with the Ghost trait from your trash to the hand. So this is really good for recycling your pieces. And then I play one of the Cupimon from BT16. This one's on deletion. By trashing 1 card in your hand, gain 1 memory. So this is just another piece to help you keep turn. On to the rookies. Have 4 of the Ghostmon from BT20. So the Ghostmon, it has on play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 card with the Ghost trait and 1 card with the Liberator trait card among them, and then return the rest to the bottom of the deck. And then on deletion, it has gain 1 memory for the inheritable. So this is one of your pieces that helps you keep turn or pull back turn after you've already passed to go into execute. The next rookie is the new BT21 Ghostmon. Play 4 of those, and this one is your turn. When this Digimon would digivolve into a card with the Ghost trait, reduce the cost by 1. So it's kind of following in line with all the other Liberator rookies that have that same effect. And then it actually has the same inheritable as the old Ghostmon, which is on deletion, gain 1 memory. So that is always good. Next, we have 2 Candlemon from BT20. So this card, level 3, has Retaliation. So it's kind of good to, you can play this off of a bunch of different effects, and it kind of puts up a threat so that your opponent doesn't want to suspend their Digimon. And then its inheritable is on deletion. By trashing 1 card in your hand, delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. So that one didn't really come up that much for me. And then to finish off the rookies, I have 2 Ukomon. This is the BT16 Ukomon. So this is your turn. Once per turn, when one of your Digimon are moved from the breeding area to the battle area, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 Digimon card or Tamer among them, and then return the rest to the bottom of your deck. Then you may hatch in your breeding area. So this deck already kind of hatches a lot anyways, so this just kind of speeds up the game plan, and another reason we're playing 5 eggs. And plus it gives you additional search that you kind of need onto the level 4s. We have 4 Bakemon, I believe it is. So this is the one from BT20. Digivolves for 2, and then when digivolving, if you have 1 or fewer Tamers, you may play 1 Violet and Boots from your hand without paying the cost. And then it also has an inheritable of on deletion, gain 1 memory. So as you can see, they just kind of stack up on top of each other, and you're able to gain quite a lot of memory once you delete yourself and pass turn, so then you're able to bring it back. So then this one is the BT15 Bakemon. So it has, when digivolving and on deletion, draw 1, then trash 1 card in your hand. So it gives you a little more cycle to reach the pieces you need, and then its inheritable is Retaliation, which does come up against some decks. Then I have 1 of the BT20 Soulmon. This says on play, when digivolving, 1 of your Digimon gains Retaliation until the end of your opponent's turn. And then inheritable on deletion. By trashing 1 card in your hand, delete 1 of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. So the same thing as the Candlemon. Again, that one didn't come up that much. The on play and when digivolving, give Retaliation came up a lot more. And then the final level 4 I'm playing is Ginkakumon Promote. So this is digivolves for 2 over 3, but also digivolves for 1 over a level 4. It has Rush, and then on play, you don't really use any of that, so really it just has Rush. And you play a lot of your level 4s back out, so sometimes you can just digivolve this over them for 1 and swing for the last attack for game. Didn't actually come up any of my matches in the most recent tournament I went to. And that's it for the 4s. Now on to the level 5s. We have 4 Phantommon. The Phantommon digivolves for 3, and then it has the new keyword Execute. So execute is the new keyword. At the end of your turn, this Digimon may attack. At the end of the attack, delete this Digimon, and then your opponent's unsuspended Digimon can also be attacked by this effect. So it's pretty good. You can swing over your opponent's Digimon or just swing into security. Then at the end of the turn, you delete yourself and you get a bunch of on deletions. So his main face of the card and then heritable is also the same. You may play one level 4 or lower Digimon card with the ghost trait from your trash without paying the cost. So you execute with him, he deletes himself, you're able to play level 4 back out. And then also if you digivolve on top of him and execute, you're able to do the same thing. On to the next of the level 5s. We have 2 Metal Phantomon. The Metal Phantomon, he digivolves for 4 over a level 4, which is pretty steep cost, especially for his effect. But he has blocker and then on play when digivolving. By deleting one of your Digimon, delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon. And then inheritable is on deletion, de-digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. So it's pretty good for the de-digivolve because some matchups you just kind of need that. So it's nice to have. And then the on play when digivolving is also fairly helpful because you can delete one of your smaller bodies, get some on deletion effects, and then delete their level 5. And it also goes 1 over Phantomon, so you can kind of build up a pretty big stack and get a bunch of effects. The last level 5 is 2 Chimeramon. So Chimeramon, he digivolves for 4 over any color level 5. Or sorry, any color level 4. He also DNAs with just 2 level 4s, and in this deck you're kind of replaying a lot of your level 4s. So when digivolving, you may place 1 level 5 or lower Digimon card from your trash under this Digimon as bottom Digilution card. Then up to 4 of your opponent's Digimon get minus 1000 for each of this Digimon's colors until the opponent's next turn. So you only can get a maximum of like minus 3k because there's only purple, white, and black in this deck. And then your turn, this Digimon is treated as also having the colors of the Digilution cards. And then when it has 4 more colors, it gets plus 4000 DP, which you will not reach. But it's really good after you've replayed your level 4s. You can DNA into this and then either just swing, or you can then Digivolve into another level 6, and then you're able to execute again. And on to the level 6s, we have 4 Necromon. So Necromon, the new boss Digimon for the Liberator Ghost deck. He digivolves for 4 over a level 5 purple. It's a pretty steep cost, but there are ways of gaining the memory back. There's security attack +1 and execute. So he's able to just chip away at 2 every time you execute with him. Then he has on play when digivolving. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level, and then on play on deletion, you may play 1 level 5 or lower Digimon card with the ghost trait from your trash without paying the cost. Basically, you swing with him, you do 2 checks, he'll delete himself. You get to play out a level 5 or lower, and then you'll usually have this level 5 Phantomon. You get to play out a level 4 or lower, and then you'll usually gain some memory back from the level 4 and lowers. So it usually pulls turn back, then you're able to digivolve up again or DNA into Chimera. Bunch of cool stuff you can do with this deck. Now on to the next level 6, we have Reapermon. He's 3 to digivolve over black or purple, 11,000 DP, and he has collision and blocker. All turns once per turn. When effects digivolve your opponent's Digimon, de-digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon, and then on deletion, delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon or Tamers. So he's Tamer removal, Digimon removal, and then he effectively kind of counters aces on your turn. So you're able to, if you can build up 2 stacks, you're able to swing with the second stack. If they try to ace you, he'll just kind of not delete the ace, but de-digivolve the ace, and then you'll gain the overflow automatically. Kind of want to make room for 2 of him. That's it for the level 6s. It's kind of a low lineup, but you're able to do kind of a lot of searching in this deck because you play a lot of search cards. For the level 7, I have 1 Beelzemon Blast Mode Ace. So he is 8 to hard play, 5 to digivolve, and then hand, he has the Blast Digivolve. On play when digivolving, delete one of your opponent's level 6 or lower Digimon. If you have 10 or more cards in your trash, instead one of your opponent's Digimon. So basically, in this deck, you cycle through your deck so fast that you're almost always going to have 10 cards in trash, so you're basically just deleting whatever you want. And then when attacking once per turn by returning 10 non-digi egg cards from your trash to the top of your deck, trash your opponent's top security. So he's also a game finisher in that sense. Came up a couple times where I was able to either blast or just straight up digivolve into him and then swing, stack my deck, trash this last security, and it was game. But that's it for the Digimon. Now on to the Tamers. So we have Violet in Boots from BT21. She has a 4 play cost, is a memory setter, and then start of main by trashing 1 option card or 1 card with the Ghost or 3 Musketeers trait in your hand, draw 1 card. So it's basically just memory setter, and then you're able to cycle more every turn. For the next Tamer, we have 4 of the BT20 Violet in Boots. This one plays for 3. And then start of your main phase, if your opponent has a Digimon, gain 1 memory, and then your turn, when any of your Ghost trait Digimon are deleted, by suspending this Tamer, one of your Digimon may Digivolve into a Digimon card with the Ghost trait from the hand with the Digilution cost reduced by 2. So basically, after you execute, you're able to play bodies back out. You can suspend this to Digivolve up even more. So if you play level 3, you can Digivolve into your level 4s for free. You play level 4, you can digivolve into your some of your 5s for 1 and the other ones for 2. So I think it's pretty good. The last Tamer is 4 Analog Youth. So this one is really good in this deck. Analog Youth costs 2, and then it is on play. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 Digimon card among them to your hand, trash the remaining cards. So it's a search, and then it also fills up your trash for your effects. And then all turns, when one of your level 5 or higher Digimon with Digilution cards is deleted, you may suspend this Tamer. If you do, gain 1 memory, then hatch 1 Digimon to an empty space in your breeding area. So in this, you're able to stack these up, you execute, then you're able to suspend all the analog use, gain the memory, hatch, you're able to restart your turn. So that's another reason we're playing the 5 eggs. Is you're able to just cycle through them really quick. You're basically promoting every turn with the Ukomons and the Analog Youth. And that is it for the Tamers. Now onto the options. We have 4 Wisdom Training. But probably everybody knows what Wisdom Training does. It costs 2. Main, reveal the top 2 cards of your deck. Add 1 purple card among them to the hand, return the rest to the bottom of the deck, then place this into the battle area. And then main delay. One of your Digimon may Digivolve into a purple Digimon from the hand with the Digilution cost reduced by 2. So basically you want to set these up early game, and then you're able to just go up into a 6 on 1 turn. And then it also searches through your deck. It basically adds everything except for the analog use, the Chimera, and the Ukomons. And then I have 1 purple scramble. The purple scramble costs 2. Main, one of your purple Digimon may Digivolve into a purple Digimon in your hand with the Digilution cost reduced by 3. Then place this card in the battle area. Start of your turn, if your opponent has a Digimon, delay. Return 1 purple Digimon card from your trash to the top of the deck. Then if you don't have a Digimon, you may play 1 purple Digimon card with 2000 DP or less from your trash without paying the cost. And then security is you may play 1 purple Digimon card with 2000 DP from your trash without paying the cost, then add this card to the hand. So it basically lets you Digivolve into your 3s or your 5s for 2 memory. At least the important one. These ones kind of are in a different category. And then it lets you Digivolve into the main Necromon for 3 memory. So, and then obviously you get to recurse sources later on. Really want to bump this up to at least 2. And then the last card, Apparition Legion. It's an 8 cost option in main. By returning up to 9 levels total worth of Digimon cards from your opponent's trash to the bottom of the deck, you may play 1 Ghost Trait Digimon card for each card returned level from your trash without paying the cost. Then this Digimon played by this effect gain Rush and Blocker until the end of your opponent's turn. And then security effect is you may play 1 level 5 or lower Digimon card with the Ghost Trait from your trash without paying the cost. And this is also mistranslated. It has to be exactly equal to 9 levels total worth of Digimon from your opponent's trash. So basically you can play a 6 and a 3, or like 5 and a 4. So any combinations like that. So essentially this is just another game ender because you're usually able to execute with one of the Digimon you played out. And if not, then they have blockers, so you're able to hopefully live another turn. This is another card that I would like to bump up to 2, but I'm not exactly sure I would find room for this one. So if you're opening hand, you want something like the Ghostmon Searcher or Ukomon, and then Analog Youth or Wisdom Training. And then the Violet Boots and Ghostmon's not bad either, because then you can go into Ghostmon and next turn you can Digivolve into a 4 for a cost of 1. For the basic combos, you kind of want the Ghostmon there because it's not bad to just have a reduction. Violet and Boots is good to have out also, and you want as many Analog Youth as possible. So the ideal stack would be the Ghostmon, the Bakemon, and Phantomon. And then say you're at 2, you Digivolve into Necromon to go to 4, then you're able to swing with Execute, do 2 checks into security, end of attack, it'll delete itself, so you're able to gain 1 memory, 2 memory, and then you can Analog Youth to gain another memory and hatch again. Then you'll want to use the Phantomon or the Necromon inheritable to play out a body. So Phantomon can play out a 4 or lower, so you can play out one of these, and then Necromon can play out a 5 or lower, so you can play out any of these. And then the Demi-Meramon will activate and you'll be able to add something back from trash. So usually you kind of recycle the Necromon if you don't have another one. Or the level 5, because the level 5 you can only have 4 of each of these, and these are your best 2 cards basically. And then after you activate their effects, you're able to play these bodies out. So say you played out the Ghostmon, you can use Violet and Boots, suspend it, and then you can Digivolve into another Bakemon for free. And you can play out another Violet Boots if you don't have another Tamer, or in the other ones you can cycle cards, or you can Digivolve the Phantomon into Necromon to delete something else, or even the Reapermon, you can Digivolve into the Reapermon, and that one would only cost 1, so it's kind of like a floodgate there type of situation. As for my matchups, round 1 was against the new Seeker deck. That one I managed to take 2-0. Game 1, he was able to not really go fast enough, and I kind of opened pretty well, so I was able to just get up into Necromon and swing at his security a bunch. Game 2, he was able to get up into a level 6, but then I was just able to hard play the Ghostmon Blast Mode Ace to clear his board, gain overflow back off of the Takamikazuchi Ace, and kind of able to take the game from there. Round 2 was against Machinedramon. Really, he just was not able to get going fast enough, and I was able to just keep swinging and recurring bodies with Necromon and Phantomon. And that one I got 2-0. And then round 3 was against Ghostmon. Game 1 I lost. I really hard bricked, wasn't really able to play for like 3 turns until I finally drew a rookie. And then game 2 I was able to win it. I kind of went faster than him, was able to swing with Necromon, recur a bunch of bodies. So I took game 2, and then game 3 was really back and forth. We ended up going into time, and I made like 4 misplays that basically cost me that game. Didn't activate the Wind Digivolving of the Bakemon to play out Violet and Boots. I would have had 2 more Tamers if I would have done that, and then I was forgetting effects left and right. Forgot to add something back off the Demi-Mera. So he was able to take that one in time, but the deck still performed pretty well. The biggest problem, he was able to Genku into Genku X and get board immunity from my Digimon effects, so I kind of want to add in some sort of option to take care of Digimon, like maybe Rivals Barrage or something, because anything that is immune to Digimon effects this deck kind of struggles with, because you're not that big, your DP is only 12, and you are able to swing into their bodies, but a lot of bodies are bigger than 12k right now, so if there was some sort of DP boost, that would be nice. But right now it's a pretty good deck, it's just not one of the best decks. So some of the cards I'm thinking about adjusting is Violet and Boots. So this can be probably taken down to 3, as I was kind of seeing it a little too much at 4. You could take this out for either the Scramble or the Emperation Legion, or even potentially another level 7 ace. It could be another one of the Beelzemon Blast Mode ace. Same thing with the Analog Youth, though the Analog Youth, it basically always felt good to see, so I don't know if I would cut this one. I kind of would just probably leave the Analog Youth in, but it's just an option to cut down. And then the Candlemon, it really didn't do that much. I would maybe change it to an Uko and have 3 Ukos, so you are able to Rookie Rush just a little better and search your pieces better. And then Metal Phantomon, it was nice to see it, but you're able to search it pretty good. I feel like I might miss it at 2. But that was my Ghost Liberator Necromon deck. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a like. And thanks for watching.